Hi, this is Addie D. Hilster, and this practice is going to be a mindful movement and meditation class with a theme of self-compassion. It'll be about half movement and half meditation, either in a seated or reclining position. And we're working with this theme of self-compassion, or bringing the sense of care to our own being, our own body, heart, mind, and all of its complexities. So let's start lying down. You could have a folded blanket for your head if you like, and this might come in handy later when we're on tabletop and we have our knees on the ground. But other than that, the only prop you might need is a cushion to sit on or a blanket to sit on for meditation. Okay, then lying down, we're going to come onto our backs to start. I'm going to keep my knees bent in this constructive rest pose. It feels a little bit gentler on my low back, but you could stretch your legs out or butterfly your legs or just be in a position that feels right to you. Okay. If it's comfortable enough, try taking one hand onto your abdomen and one hand onto your heart, just as you rest on your back here. Doesn't really matter which hand is where. Just see what's the most comfortable. Starting to tune into your own breath, your life force energy, the inhale and exhale flowing in and out. We don't really have to make it happen. It's the most natural thing in the world. It's already there for us. We can start to feel into the present state of the body. And if there's some kind of sensation or discomfort or unease in the body, we can bring a sense of care, a sense of awareness and caring. Feeling into the emotional heart and noticing what moods, what states are here right now. We know they're like weather and they are changing all the time. And sometimes they're light and easy to be with, and other times not so easy. But we can have this intention of caring, of holding all these experiences in the warmth and caring of awareness. Noticing our thinking mind and the kinds of thoughts and stories and images that are there right now. Not taking it too personally, whether it's a pleasant mind state or an unpleasant one. But holding it all in the sense of compassion, of warmth, of care. You can leave your hands here if it's comfortable enough, but then we'll tip the tailbone forward and create a little arch in the spine. And tuck the tail under and feel the waistband flatten. Doing a few pelvic tilts. Inhaling to arch. Exhaling to tuck and flatten. If it feels strange with the arms in this position, you can have them out by your sides. I kind of like this feeling of the rise and fall of the belly and the heart, the front body. I'm always quite aware of the back body in this movement, not as much the front. So this helps to tune me into that. And we'll do a few more movements in this gentle rocking that we're easing into. Nice. And then we'll let the pelvis settle in the center, and we'll do a little variation on that before we move on. So for this one, let's take the elbows out at shoulder height. So they're kind of like parallel to the shoulders. And now we have our fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling. So we'll press the elbows down, the back of the arm down into the floor when we inhale. And notice that that creates a little arch in the upper back. And then as we exhale, we'll reach the arms up so elbows straighten, and it'll feel like the shoulder blades separate a bit, maybe the upper back rounds a little bit. So let's inhale and press the elbows to the floor and create that little arch. Let's exhale, reach, maybe round a little bit. Move with your own breath. Just starting to loosen up any stuck energy or tension in the upper body, this kind of heart, chest, and shoulder area. And you can start to add that pelvic tilt movement into this if you like. So when you're pressing the elbows down and inhaling, you would also tip the tail forwards. The whole back body is arching. And then as you're reaching the arms up, that's when you would tuck the tail. So it's like the whole back body is rounding. So let's do a few more. Inhaling into the arch, exhaling, reaching, rounding. Just moving gently in a caring way that feels calm and kind. Let's do one more. And then we'll let the arms come back down. And let's roll to the side. So we're going to come around to table and maybe put your blanket down underneath your knees. So that might be compassion for your knees, an act of kindness and care for the joints that are kind of holding our weight on the floor. So in tabletop, we'll have the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And we're going to keep working with the chest and the upper body and the shoulders a little bit here by sliding our arm out towards numbers on a clock. Like if you picture yourself on a round clock, 12 is up here at the top. So let's go out to 3 o'clock first. So we'll take our right hand palm down, and we're going to let it slide out. The left elbow is going to bend to let us do that. The head's going to turn. So we're sliding out. Press down a little bit through that right palm. Take a breath. Just notice what you feel. And then let's slide back up. And you can start to try some different numbers on the clock. So I'm going to go down to about 4 o'clock, downward angle, pressing down with a hand. And just let your head do what it needs to do. And then inhale back up. Go at your own pace. I'm going down to 5. You could be doing something slightly different. I'm coming back up. I'm going to try a 2 o'clock, going a little higher. Bit of a different sensation. All of these kind of stimulate our shoulders in different areas, and maybe the ribs, maybe the biceps, different parts of the upper body. I'm going to slide up to about 1 o'clock and take a breath. Let's do 1 or 2 more. So take your time. See what feels good. You might want to repeat a number. Just a nice clock reach. And as we come up for the last one, let's go through the other way. So we'll flip this right hand palm up, and we're going to thread it underneath a thread the needle pose. So it's reaching underneath the left arm, the palm is up, and now the right shoulder is coming towards the ground. So this is more of a twist. Press a little bit through the back of that right arm. Feel some support from your left hand, and just take another breath or two here. Notice where your hips are positioned and kind of play a little bit with lengthening the spine. And then use the left hand to press you back up to neutral. Let's do a few rounds of cat and cow before we switch sides. So we'll inhale, lift the tail, let the belly drop, arch the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the tail, let the spine round. Inhaling and arching, getting the breath flowing. Exhaling, rounding. Okay, once more. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, so we'll start to do our slides around the clock again. I have to switch around so I don't run into my lovely wall here. So adjust if you need more space. And then we're setting up in tabletop like before. This time it's the left hand that's going to slide out to 9 o'clock first. So we let this right elbow bend, we slide down, reach out, head turns to accommodate this movement. And we start to press a bit through the left palm, breathe into the arm or anywhere you feel the sensation. And when you're ready to slide back up, you'll do that. And you'll start to explore different angles in the stretch, kind of working around the clock, working your way around the clock. And bringing in that spirit, that flavor of care and of kindness. So we're not forcing anything. We're not moving the joints into any positions that feel too taxing. We're just looking to relieve some tension, wake up some sensation that feels healthy, vibrant. I'm reaching up towards 11 now on my clock progression. Let's do about 2 more reaches. I'm at 12 o'clock for me. Doesn't matter what order you go in or if you want to repeat certain angles that feel really beneficial. You can do it your way based on what feels kind and compassionate for your body today. And then as we come back up, we'll do one more time, reaching underneath in a twist. So let's rotate once again into our thread the needle pose, and we'll take the left hand palm up and weave it underneath the right shoulder. So this left arm comes down to the mat. The right hand is still supporting us here, and we can press a little bit through the back of the left arm. Taking a few breaths and maybe even playing with wagging the tail a little bit, left to right, very little bit, but just noticing what that does. Then we'll press the right hand down to lift us back into our tabletop. And then from here, we'll come into a seated position. So you can fold your blanket out of the way for right now, and we'll make a kind of pinwheel shape with the legs. So we'll bring the right leg in front, the left leg behind us, so both knees are bent, and it's kind of like a Z shape of the legs. So with this, let's take the hands back behind us and lean back a little bit and just start to lift both knees a little bit up and then bring them back down. And we're kind of like pivoting on this right heel on the front leg and just rolling from the inner edge of the back foot up towards the middle of the foot. And we're doing this just to get some nice movement going in the hip joints. Okay, one more. And then as we bring the legs down, we'll let our weight shift a little more upright. So we're over this right sitting bone. And let's take the left hand behind us for some support. And then actually, this is the right hand behind us for some support because I'm mirroring you. So let's reach out with the other arm and then take it across the body. Start to turn. Use your belly, use your chest. Reach out through these fingertips. You can turn the head to look over that right shoulder. And then inhale and unwind back to the center. Reach out through the left arm across you now. Nice. And let's do this a couple more times. Twisting, reaching through the fingers, feeling the sensations of this rotation. Inhaling back to center and now out wide with the arm. And one more time, rotating and taking the arm around, reaching through the fingers. Just noticing what this wakes up through the trunk of the body or through the hips or wherever you might be feeling it. And then we'll come back around to center and we'll flex this right foot. So we've got a little bit of active engagement going in the front leg. We'll bring the hands out in front of this knee and we'll start to bow forward a little bit over this knee, but we'll roll back up, letting the head be the last part to come up. So we're kind of floating out forward and then rolling back up and creating a wave-like movement of the spine. Good. Awesome. And you can keep going with this wave motion. This might feel really good today. Or if you feel called to be still for a moment and bring your elbows down, just kind of hang out in the hip stretch, that's an option too. Either way, we're just here for a little longer, a couple more breaths. And then we'll bring ourselves back up and we're going to switch the legs to the other side. So take a moment to do that, bringing this right knee back behind you, left leg in front of you in your kind of Z or pinwheel shape. And the first part was leaning back on the hands. So we have more weight on the arms and a little more freedom to move the legs. So we're just lifting the knees a little bit up and down. When we move the joints, we do simple joint movements. It's so good because it brings circulation and blood flow to the joints and to their tissues. It helps stimulate the synovial fluid, which provides cushioning and lubrication in our joints. So these are all good things. And then let's bring the knees down and let our weight shift up so we're more over this front leg sitting bone. And we'll do our rotation. So we're going to take the left hand behind us. Let's reach with this right arm and then bring it across the body. Turn, lengthen out through the hand. Let the head look back over your back shoulder. Inhaling back to the center and letting the arm extend back. And then when you're ready, exhaling and rotating. Feel the abdominal muscles and oblique muscles to help you to turn. And we'll inhale back around to the center. Keep your breathing natural as we go. If you need more breaths than what I'm cueing, just keep the breath going. We'll take another moment here. Just really curious about this sensation, this rotation. We'll inhale center, and then we'll start to bow over this front knee. So have a flex in the foot, have a little stability going in the front leg, and the hands in front of us. And then we lean out and we kind of roll back up in an undulating way, floating forward, rolling back up, letting the head be the last part to rise. And doing this in a way that feels really good. So that would be embodying compassion, not making ourselves do it in a way that we think is right or more advanced, but in a way that feels friendly to the body. So you could keep going with these rolling kind of movements, or you could bring yourself out to more of a still stretch or static stretch on the hands or on the elbows. One way is not better or more advanced than the other. It's just an option that gives you the chance to exercise compassion and to ask yourself today, what would be the friendliest choice for the body? One or two more breaths here. And then we'll bring ourselves back up and we'll take the knees back in front of us. Maybe stretch the legs out and just kind of swivel or bounce a few times to let that go. And we'll come into our meditation portion. So you're welcome to lie down and do the meditation in that position if that's the most compassionate for your body, or you could do it seated. I'm getting my bolster, so that can be my meditation cushion. You could also sit in a chair. So find a posture that will work for you for a few minutes here. Settle into it. Feel your roots. You can choose if you prefer your eyes closed or open. Either way, letting your eyes relax, letting your face relax. Taking a breath, and as you exhale, soften the shoulders. Feeling into this body, heart, and mind, just as you are right now, with all of your highs and lows, your triumphs and challenges. All of your complexities as a human being. And we'll offer ourselves these phrases of compassion, these intentions of warmth and care. May I be held in compassion. May I be held in compassion. May my distress be eased. May my distress be eased. May I be a friend to myself. May I be a friend to myself. As we go through these phrases again, in the silent moments, you can repeat the phrase to yourself, or you can just have a sense of soaking in the intention of the phrase, the spirit of compassion. May I be held in compassion. May my distress be eased. May I be a friend to myself. May I be held in compassion. May my distress be eased. May I be a friend to myself. If you like, you could bring a hand to the heart and or a hand to the belly if it helps you to sense and embody this feeling of compassion. May I be held in compassion. May my distress be eased. May I be a friend to myself. And our class has been focused on self-compassion, offering this care to our own being. But this lays the groundwork for empathy and caring for others. So you might continue the practice by bringing to mind someone that you know could really benefit from some extra care today. Picturing them in your mind's eye. May you be held in compassion. May your distress be eased. May you be a friend to yourself. May you be held in compassion. May your distress be eased. May you be a friend to yourself. We'll take a few more moments to just be in this warmth and silence in this field of care that we've created through the practice. You can open your eyes if they were closed. Maybe start to look around your room a bit. Reorient. Take a few breaths. Do a few stretches. Thank you very much for your presence and your practice today. I hope that you can continue your day or your evening with this sense of warmth and care.